Something active if
know
you're
what
gonna eat
you're
a French
doing.
fry.
It's very annoying to be your friend. Okay, but I love to put you on the hot seat.
I know. Let's go.
We have an amazing guest today.
Mm-hmm.
Crissy Dawn. She is absolutely amazing. She was 233 pounds, and she just placed in a fitness competition. And I mean, she is a smoking.
I know, I saw her. She was looking good
She's
over
so gorgeous, and she's such a beautiful soul. I've actually know her
there. Don't you love
from
that?
10 years back. So we'll get to know,
Love that.
we'll get acquainted with that whole story. But I want to, do you feel like you're inspiring? Besides inspiring people to eat badly?
I do. I think I'm inspiring.
Would you call yourself a leader or a mentor? Or?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't believe you. I'm gonna ask you a few questions first.
Let's go.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do people naturally gravitate to you?
I would say yes.
I mean, I'm not talking about men.
Oh, please. Oh, Lord.
Okay, these are the answers. Yes, constantly and immediately. Definitely not. Not really. Only slowly.
No, I would say immediately.
Okay. Yeah, you're pretty funny.
I don't think.
Can you give criticism without being cruel?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Do people often ignore you? I don't think they can.
Not really. I think I ignore her.
That's a nope. Do you like to get attention? Yep. I'll answer that one. Oh, come on with your TikToks.
Okay, I love my TikTok.
How many times do you TikTok a day?
Oh, not really. Probably once.
Liar.
But those dances
At least
are
3 or 4
hard.
times.
Okay, those are workouts. That's what I call my workouts. So
Your TikToks are your workouts.
they are hard. Some of those dances are hard. You don't even know.
Okay, have you ever seen a crime in process, and what did you do if so?
Oh, yes, but it was...
Did you call the police? Did you run away? You filmed it? Or you beat them up?
I was the store manager, so I couldn't do what I wanted to do, which was beat them up. But I had to call the police.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if you weren't the manager,
On the
you would beat them up?
though, no, I probably would have stopped them.
Okay, I'm going to say that you beat them up. Do you consider yourself a good role model?
Yes.
What? How's your public speaking?
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, considering what you're doing right now. Have you ever written a book?
Working on
Which
it.
you are.
Oh.
Okay.
Be careful, y'all might end up in it.
What is your top achievement? Making millions of dollars. I once finished a huge jar of Vaseline.
Oh, what is that?
Being a good parent. Oh, we won't even talk about what they mean by that. I once found a Metro card with $100 on it.
Oh, being a good parent. 100%.
Yeah, I think so too. Have you ever changed your body in some dramatic way?
I guess. I mean, but from running a lot,
Okay.
working out even.
Have you ever quit a job without another job lined up?
Yes.
Have you ever left a relationship that was turning toxic?
Absolutely.
Ran.
Peace.
Have you ever publicly stood up to someone more powerful than you?
Yes. Absolutely on that one.
Once it was great. What's one way that you practice what you preach?
By being a good person, I guess. How I act towards people. Be nice.
Have you ever mentored someone?
Yes.
Do you have kids? Yes.
Yes.
Do you care for any older or disabled people?
Do I care personally? Like, take care of them? I don't take
Well,
care
yeah,
of...
because we're doing the fashion show for Be an Angel.
Yes. So there's that. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Are you kind to animals?
Absolutely. A mom of tortoises and cats.
Have you ever conquered a terrible habit?
Yeah, I quit smoking cigarettes.
I didn't know you. Oh, well, yeah.
See?
But
That's still... Don't play with me. Don't play with me. That's still a good accomplishment.
have you ever been... This is really bad. Have you ever been convicted of a crime but
No.
gone on to live?
No, but will I one day? Please stay tuned.
Have you ever made amends for something terrible?
Have I ever made amends? Yeah. Because I'm not perfect. I've done some horrible things too.
You guys be asking yourself these questions too. How long is this thing?
I know. That thing is long.
I know. Okay. Have you ever been a leader of a group and taken sole responsibility for all its mistakes?
Yes.
Have you ever been a tutor, teacher, or instructor?
Absolutely not. That's
Have
not
you ever
me.
helped someone walk out of a bad situation?
Yeah.
Do you dress well?
Yes.
Of course you think you dress well.
If Texas works with me.
Do you have a high-powered job? Yes.
Yes.
Are you respectable by standards of the place in which you live?
Yes.
Not right now.
It's destroyed.
Your house is under destruction. She calls construction destruction.
Yeah. Whatever.
Do you ask for what is due to you?
Do I what?
Oh, yeah, you do. Do
Yes.
you ask for what is due to you?
Yes.
Have you ever had a piece of chocolate in your house for so long without eating it that it went bad?
No. That's going to be a negative.
Yeah.
It's funny. What's the score? What's the verdict?
All right. You are definitely inspiring and a true mentor / leader. Keep doing what you're doing because you're doing it well. Everyone that's around you is inspired and will always succeed at any advice you give them. Wow.
Nice.
I don't know. That's a little advantageous if you ask me.
Yeah.
Do you ever listen to, what do you do in the morning? Do you ever focus like anything in the morning? Like I get up, I read my Bible, I meditate, and I listen to like motivational speeches.
Yeah, I do that.
Do you ever do that? I think it's really important to start your day off like that.
Well, it's
don't
just
you?
positive, like immediately, because nobody wants to wake. I mean, you want to wake up, but you don't want to get up probably that early. So yeah, you're probably already not in a great mood. So positivity.
Well, if you're not a morning person.
I mean, I get up running, so I mean.
There is a speech that I used to listen to every day, and I was reflecting upon, topics of conversation to create the content for our guest today. And I remember pulling this up a while back. And so Vince is going to play it. And I want you guys to listen to this and watch it because it's absolutely amazing. It's Denzel Washington, and this guy knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Denzel.
Y'all take a look.
I found that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. Nothing. Nelson Mandela said, "There is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that's less than the one you're capable of living." Now, I'm sure in your experiences in school and applying to college and picking your major and deciding what you want to do with life, I'm sure people have told you to make sure you have something to fall back on. Make sure you got something to fall back on, honey. But I never understood that concept, having something to fall back on. If I'm going to fall, I don't want to fall back on anything. I want to fall forward. I figure at least this way I'll see what I'm going to hit. Without consistency, you'll never finish. So do what you feel passionate about. Take chances. Don't be afraid to fail. There's an old IQ test, was 9 dots, and you had to draw 5 lines with a pencil within these 9 dots without lifting the pencil. The only way to do it was to go outside the box. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams. Reggie Jackson struck out 2,600 times in his career, the most in the history of baseball. But you don't hear about the strikeouts. People remember the home runs. Fall forward. Thomas Edison conducted 1,000 failed experiments. Did you know that? I didn't know that. Because the 1,001st was the light bulb. Fall forward. Every failed experiment is one step closer to success. You've got to take risks, and I'm sure you've probably heard that before, but I want to talk to you about why that's so important. You will fail at some point in your life. Accept it. You will lose. You will embarrass yourself. You will suck at something. There's no doubt about it. And I know that's probably not a traditional message for a graduation ceremony, but hey, I'm telling you, embrace it, because it's inevitable. In the acting business, you fail all the time. Early on in my career, I auditioned for a part in a Broadway musical. Perfect role for me, I thought. except for the fact that I can't sing. I didn't get the job. But here's the thing. I didn't quit. I didn't fall back. I walked out of there to prepare for the next audition, and the next audition, and the next audition. I prayed. I prayed, and I prayed. But I continued to fail, and fail, and fail. But it didn't matter, because you know what? There's an old saying, you hang around the barbershop long enough, sooner or later you're gonna get a haircut. So you will catch a break, and I did catch a break. Last year, I did a play called Fences on Broadway. But here's the kicker. It was at the Court Theater. It was at the same theater that I failed that first audition 30 years prior. The point is, every graduate here today has the training and the talent to succeed. But do you have the guts to fail? If you don't fail, you're not even trying. I'll say it again. If you don't fail, you're not even trying. To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did. So imagine you're on your deathbed, and standing around your deathbed are the ghosts representing your unfulfilled potential. The ghost of the ideas you never acted on. The ghost of the talents you didn't use. And they're standing around your bed, angry, disappointed, and upset. They say, we came to you because you could have brought us to life, they say. And now we have to go to the grave together. So I ask you today, how many ghosts are going to be around your bed when your time comes? I just got back from South Africa. It's a beautiful country, but there are places there with terrible poverty that need help. And Africa is just the tip of the iceberg. The Middle East needs your help. Japan needs your help. Alabama needs your help. Tennessee needs your help. Louisiana needs your help. Philadelphia needs your help. The world needs a lot, and we need it from you. We really do. We need it from you young people. I mean, I'm not speaking for the rest of us up here, but I know I'm getting a little grayer. We need it from you, the young people, because remember this. You got to get out there. You got to give it everything you got, whether it's your time, your talent, your prayers, or your treasures. What are you going to do with what you have? I'm not talking about how much you have. Some of you are business majors, some of you are theologians, nurses, sociologists. Some of you have money, some of you have patience, some of you have kindness, some of you have love, some of you have the gift of long suffering. Whatever it is, whatever your gift is, what are you going to do with what you have? All right, now here's my last point about failure. Sometimes it's the best way to figure out where you're going. Your life will never be a straight path. I began at Fordham University as a pre-med student. I took a course called cardiac morphogenesis. I couldn't read it, I couldn't say it, I sure couldn't pass it. So then I decided to go into pre-law, then journalism. And with no academic focus, my grades took off in their own direction. I was a 1.8 GPA. And the university very politely suggested that it might be better to take some time off. I was 20 years old. I was at my lowest point. And then one day, and I remember the exact day, March 27th, 1975, I was helping my mother in her beauty shop. My mother owned a beauty shop up in Mount Vernon. And there was this older woman who was considered one of the elders in the town. And I didn't know her personally, but I was looking in the mirror, and every time I looked at the mirror, I could see her behind me, and she was staring at me. She just kept looking at me. Every time I looked at her, she kept giving me these strange looks. So she finally took the dryer off her head and she said something I'll never forget. She said, "Young boy, I have a prophecy, a spiritual prophecy." She said, "You are going to travel the world and speak to millions of people." And in the years that followed, just as that woman prophesied, I have traveled the world and I have spoken to millions of people through my movies. Millions who up till this day couldn't see me, who up till this day I couldn't see while I was talking to them, and they couldn't see me, they could only see the movie. They couldn't see the real me. But I see you today, and I'm encouraged by what I see. And I'm strengthened by what I see. Because taking risk is not just about going for a job. It's also about knowing what you know and what you don't know. It's about being open to people and to ideas. The chances you take, the people you meet, the people you love, the faith that you have, that's what's going to define you. Never be discouraged. Never hold back. Give everything you got. And when you fall throughout life, remember this: fall forward.
I love that. Fall forward. Fall forward. My daughter came home from school the other day and she said, the teacher said, well, because Cadence wants to go to law school, she said, well, you better have a backup. What? I sent her this link right away. She needs to watch this because she's not going to listen to that teacher.
Don't say that to kids.
I know. It's not a good mentor, but we're going to go on break. And I hope you guys felt inspired by that speech. And I got a guess that's definitely going to inspire you guys. So y'all stay tuned. We'll see you in a second. EDGE is about community, synergy, and empowerment.
The responsibility be on this? Should we have had a national plan, or should
that the government needs to get out of the way and let people figure it out?
What do you do for your face?
So I do have a skincare line called Infinity Skincare. And welcome back to How You Living on Edge Radio Live. So to Jennifer, I'm just saying live, and I'm out.
Peace.
Can't say we not working, okay?
You cannot say we not working.
Say that we are.
No, they're just ready to get back out there and start sexing up other people.
Yeah.
That we weren't interested in any silver medals. If they wanted to give us the gold medal that we earned.
各位亲爱的观众，我是富卡，今天又到了我们
It's a hotel kind of vibe.
Well, I mean, I'm
We're
sure he's
turning
like, I
down
don't want
to
to
say,
hear you
here's the dinner,
complaining
man.
about the cheap
Sensation cocktail. This is our first mixed cocktail. We have.
Three.
Very good margarita. Good margarita.
Folks, as always, this is like a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're going to get, right? So to the Edge Radio Network, we are going to be bringing you continuous, interesting conversations, interesting encounters, interesting experiences, education, knowledge, and a lot of laughs and a lot of fun, folks. So you don't want to miss it. So
when people stop talking to each other, society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
Welcome back to Women's Empowerment here on Edge Radio TV Network. We have our guest here, Crissy Dawn. She is with Divine Body, and she does definitely have Divine Body going on. She just won a competition. What kind of competition was that?
This was a figure competition.
Okay. Was it NPC?
It was IPL, which is one of the smaller divisions.
Well, that's okay.
So you won.
You're rocking it. From 233 pounds, right?
Wow.
And it was a long journey for you. So what inspired you to get involved into figure fitness?
You know, actually, I didn't start getting into fitness until my 30s. And that was because I was having some serious health problems. I was 233 pounds, had high blood pressure, chronic pain, chronic fatigue. And I really needed to do something because the quality of my life was just not very good. And so I just made the decision to change my eating. I started doing keto, and I didn't start weightlifting initially. I just did an hour of cardio every day, and I just committed to doing it and stuck to it and lost 52 pounds doing that. And then that's when I got into weightlifting, and weightlifting is my jam.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Live like a man, look like a goddess.
Definitely.
It's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fun.
Definitely.
I love lifting heavy.
Definitely. And so, you know, once I got into the weightlifting, I was introduced to my coach, Felicia Lee Sexton, which is a powerhouse of a woman. And one thing that she has in her gym when you walk in, she has this wall, and it has all of these trophies and ribbons of figure competitions, bodybuilding competitions. And it just really inspired me, you know, to do something that was outside of my comfort zone. I've always liked to challenge myself. And I talked to her about it, and she was like, okay, let's do it. I said, okay.
Yeah, you have to be so strict. We're talking down to the grams of protein per day, and close to the competition, you're actually getting a little dehydrated. And
you're eating 3 things a day, literally: chicken, asparagus, and sweet potatoes, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I think my body would go into a shock. Just saying.
And it felt that way. I did have some mental moments during the process.
Well, because you're hungry.
Yeah.
You're lifting
all the
heavy
time,
and you're starting to minimize the calorie intake. So because you're starting to rip up and your skin is hugging your muscle, and you got to get a little bit more definition. It's hard. It's a struggle. It is. And you have to be so disciplined. I mean, people don't realize it. There's a lot to it. A lot to it. You're measuring everything. Yeah. So there's a lot to
prepping,
it. How long did you train for this?
I started prepping in November of last year. That's when I started just eating really clean. And I went up to training about at least twice a day, maybe 5 times a week.
Okay. And so then when was the competition? From November to the competition, how many months was that?
Let's see. The competition was February 20th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that's over a year.
Yes.
Over a year preparation.
So not this past November, 2019 November, you started.
I'm talking about last November.
Was
when I started.
Okay.
Yeah, was when I started prepping.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I had it in my mind earlier in the year in 2020 that I wanted to do something like this, but it was one of those things where I was on the fence for a little while because I wasn't sure if I would be able to do something like that. I've never been on a stage in that capacity, certainly not in a 2-piece bikini.
Oh my
strutting in heels.
No,
you know, so
did we show the picture of her?
That's
Can
amazing.
We show that again?
Though.
I mean, look at that. Look at the difference.
difference.
You are absolutely stunning.
What?
Thank you.
Look at her
medal, girl.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow.
I worked for that.
Make that your Facebook profile picture.
Her Facebook profile picture is pretty good. I've seen it already.
That is awesome.
But yeah, you know, I think
so. So let's see, November, December, January, February. Okay, come on, Nicole, do your math. 4 months, but still, 4 months.
Well,
is a long
I was thinking
time.
2019. So
yeah.
Wow, what an accomplishment! You feel on top of the moon, don't you?
I really do.
You should.
Especially mentally, because I think everybody looks at the physical work as being the hardest, but really it's the mental part. Because back in the day when I was that heavy on that picture, I was an emotional binge eater. That's how I dealt with my emotions. And so during this process, you know, some of that negative behavior tried to creep in, you know, when I would have doubts, you know, and I would feel insecurities about what I was doing. sometimes I just had a hard time trusting the process. And then I would have those temptations like, well, go get some Bluebell ice cream.
Oh, that would be my temptation.
Or, get some steak and enchiladas, so really it was the mental part, just like I said, trusting the process and just believing that if I just take it day by day and I just show up and I do the work, I'm going to see this through.
It's true.
And it's not just the cravings either. It's feeling hungry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you're training hard. You'll wake up in the middle of the night starving and you cannot eat until a certain time the next day, and you've got to fight that hunger pain into the next day. It is a mental struggle. I mean, it truly, truly is. Because, your body is wanting food.
I mean, I can understand that because the only time I had to really watch everything I ate is when I was pregnant with my oldest, because I was almost gestational, diabetes, and so I had to change everything, and that was hard. And you're pregnant. Ugh. That's probably why I don't do it anymore.
She was done that day.
I was just done.
She said, once I get through this, I'm never going.
Okay, we're good. Baby's here, and I'm done.
I know, that's right. You're pregnant. You want to eat.
I know.
And baby wants to eat.
And they were like, you don't need to eat that, though.
It was a hard time with that. But so before the fitness journey, you took another holistic approach to your life, and that's where your business transpires. So tell me a little bit about that, because that's how Crissy Dawn and I know each other. She actually came to enroll at the Holistic Health School at the time that I was just an enrollment director at, and that's how I got acquainted with her. We did all kinds of massage modalities in holistic health, and it was a pretty hardcore regimen. We even offered a holistic practitioning license. So was it you just getting tired of not feeling well? What drove you to go ahead and educate yourself in that platform? What inspired you to do that?
Well, I had to get to a point to where I had to own up to the fact that I wasn't happy about certain things that I was getting out of life. And it was very hard for me to be accountable at first, accountability was huge with me, because I think I'm like most people. When you're not happy, it feels good to blame somebody else. But one thing that my trainer always says is sometimes we have to sit in our mess and we have to own it, and then we have to forgive ourselves and then move on. And so once I noticed certain things about my health and mind, body, and spirit that I wasn't happy about, I said, okay, I want to do something about this. The first step is educating myself. And so that's when I started school and I met you. I was just talking to her. It's going to be 10 years that I've been a massage therapist.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's another accomplishment.
10 years in May that I've been a massage therapist. And so that has been my primary focus, and then also women's health. But just from my own journey, I really was inspired to take a next step with my business and start educating in self-care. Because I think, the reason why I ended up in such bad health at the age of 33 years old, which is very young, was the fact that I've always been a people pleaser. And it's always been hard for me to say no. And I was always the person volunteering and saying yes, and I'll show up, I'll give my time and my effort. And eventually I just took myself off of the to-do list. And I think that that's something that happens often with us, and it happens so quickly we don't even realize that it's happening until we end up in a rut. So just based on my experience, how I was able to empower myself and turn my life around, that's how I want to help people.
And that's what I love about holistic health, because it's mind, body. You got to think about what you're thinking about that feeds your heart, that feeds your soul.
Right.
And that's what's going to drive your passion. If you're thinking badly, if you're being a people pleaser, if you're only worried about what other people think about you, you're not going to feel good about yourself.
No.
You're not fueling yourself in the right mental capacity. It's so important that we take care of ourselves spiritually first.
Amen.
Be spiritually sound first. Then that will feed our mind with the right thoughts, so we can correct ourselves when that negativity can come into us.
Right.
Because with this day and age, with society being the way it is, it's so hard on women.
It is.
It really, really is. We have to be not only smart, but we have to be fit, and we have to, have just a certain demeanor about us, or it's not acceptable, or did she say this, or did she wear that, or to some people it's okay, to some people it's not okay. It's just, men get away with everything.
They really do.
They do.
It's bull crap.
Just have to put that out there.
I know. I mean, no offense, Vince, but
we love you, Vince.
That's our producer. Now we're gonna take a break, and when we come back, we're gonna dive into this a little bit more. So you guys stay tuned.
Edge Radio TV is holding auditions for new show hosts. Are you a subject matter expert, professional, influencer, book author, thought leader, or business owner with an educational or motivational platform? Then we want to meet you. Send a link of some of your work to edgeradio20@gmail.com and be sure to put audition in the subject line. Join the Edge Radio TV family. Edge TV, because truth still matters.
Aren't you tired of not getting what you want in bed?
Are you ready to spice things up behind those closed doors?
Woo! We're here for you every hump day at 7 p.m.
This is Sex on the Edge with Jen and Hen. I'm Jennifer Reeves.
And I'm Hendrik Scott, and we are professional licensed sex therapists.
So remember to watch us Wednesday at 7 p.m. on Edge Radio TV, just in time for sexy time.
Are you a small business owner concerned about the downturn in the economy? Top business leaders like Mattress Mac and Warren Buffett will tell you that now is the time to promote your business more than ever. People need your services. Your business needs an edge. Learn about special advertising packages for small businesses right here on Edge Radio. Find out more, give us a call at 281-744-0446. That's 281-744-0446. Edge, because truth still matters.
Welcome back to Edge Radio TV Network. We still have our guest here, Crissy Dawn, and we're talking about holistic wellness and self-care, her journey with weight loss, and her inspiration to help others and teach other women how self-care is so vitally important. So let's first rewind a little bit. So you're a massage therapist. So is that where Divine Body started?
That is where Divine Body started, was massage. I discovered massage in my 20s, and I just thought that it was miraculous, kind of, that by laying hands on someone, you can help relieve their pain, help relieve their stress. Because when I was growing up, you know, in my world at home, it was pills. You know, if you don't feel good, you take a pill for that. You know, so that was mind-blowing to me, that that's something that I could do to help people. And it's always been important for me to live for purpose and to be able to help other people and make people feel better.
Right.
And I love that massage is getting a positive name in this segment, because there's so many different facilities out there. I don't know if you call them facilities, but places that you can go to.
Parlors.
Yes, in Houston, it's really bad out here that they pose as massage therapy places, and they're really not. I mean, it is so very beneficial, and it's so unfortunate that we're so saturated here in Houston, because it does give a very attractive female, you know, a bad persona sometimes, even when you're booking clients. Like,
it's so weird.
It got to where I didn't even want to do it anymore, you know. And then I taught at the school, and it was like, you know, you just it gets bad. So
you know, Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, all of that was massage therapy. I mean,
it started out with the massage.
Like, I bet it's weird too. Like, you don't know what the other person is thinking when they book an appointment. Like, you're like, definitely if it's opposite sex.
I mean, it's just so beneficial. There's adhesions that lock into your muscles, and that's what you're grinding out, and you're increasing the circulation in someone's body. I mean, when someone does it right, there's so many benefits to it. What's your favorite modality? What do you specialize in?
I specialize in deep tissue, and I know a lot of therapists don't really care for that because it's hard on the body.
It is very
hard.
But
at the same time, I'm really big on pain relief. And we live in the day where so many people don't move, especially right now with COVID. People are working from home and they're just sitting down all day. And they really need that extra pressure to get that relief, you know. And what they're going for is that good hurt, and that's something that I'm good at. The good hurt.
The good hurt.
So I might hurt you a little bit, but it'll feel good.
Yeah.
You'll thank me afterwards.
She's ready to get it out.
I like that.
Well, and there's a lot of emotional release that can come with deep pressure as well. I know when we were teaching in class one day about acupressure, and we were hitting some trigger points, we had a student that had a complete total emotional release from some abuse that she endured as a child, because it just struck, you know, some type of what we called a barnacle, where she locked in that stress, and when we applied the pressure, it just brought her back to that place and released a lot of emotional stress. There's a lot that comes into play with the way your body positions itself. It holds itself when it comes to what you're thinking about.
Right.
I mean, it's true. I had a lady with a frozen shoulder that came to me one time, and I was working for a chiropractic's office, and she couldn't get rid of it. They were working on her. They tried electrostim therapy. They were trying all these different modalities. And as she was on my table, she started talking about her daughter that was addicted to drugs and how she was so worried about her. And as she's getting this off her chest and releasing it, we started increasing the range of motion in that frozen shoulder for the first time.
Wow.
It's just the way your body locks up. You know what I mean? Do you have any stories of someone that came in and thought that their pain that just couldn't be fixed, and you applied something to them and it was successful?
I have definitely had some clients who have come in, and a lot of times they're older clients and they have old injuries, and the thing with old injuries is they do tend to flare back up as you get older. And I think that, you know, fear of that flare up causes people to just not want to move and feel like they're limited. But I have been able to work with some older clients to help increase their range of motion and also reduce pain. And they've been able to start doing things they haven't been able to do for years, all through massage.
And people don't realize this. They don't realize how beneficial it is. I think the massage therapy is way more beneficial than physical therapy, to be honest with you, because you can just get deeper into the striations of the muscle, and you can open up, you can facilitate space in joints through certain isometric pressures and acupressure, and it's some good stuff.
Interesting.
It is. It really is. So branching from Divine Body, you came inspired to teach self-care. So where are you at with that right now?
Right now, I'm actually starting to mentor younger people. I'm actually starting to coach teenagers, which is also something else I've never done before.
Wow.
You know, but this is, right now I'm just laying the groundwork and the foundation for things that I want to do in self-care education. You know, I would really like to do some, to start some programs in the community, some of our underserved communities, you know, and go in there and teach kids. And also I'm very passionate about women's health, very passionate, because we tend to be the caretakers of society. You know, we end up taking care of someone, you know, and a lot of times it's very easy for us to start to put ourselves lower and lower on our to-do list until we're just not on the list anymore. You know what I'm saying? you know, and then also we tend to deal with guilt, you know, for not being happy, for not being healthy, you know what I'm saying? And that also discourages us from practicing self-care. You know, so I want to be one of those voices out there to empower people and women and let them know that you can take very good care of yourself and you can still be a good mom.
Yes.
You can still be a good spouse.
Yes.
And really, when you feel really good, when you feel your best, you're going to be your best all around just by default.
It is.
That's what's going to happen. But a lot of times we don't look at it that way.
No,
and so I'm here to say, no, wake up.
Wake up. And I love that you're focusing on teenagers. Oh my God, that's amazing. They're our future. You know, and nothing in schools are taught. They don't teach them this type of stuff. This is real life stuff. You know.
Well, our children and our teenagers, unfortunately, are being raised by social media.
It's the truth.
You have to watch that screen time with the cell phones with the teenagers. You want your kid to have a cell phone because you want to be able to get in touch with them, but you really have to be careful with the screen time. We started getting much more strict in our house as our kids are getting older and older, and they're not in love with the idea, but it's very, very important that they don't just feed themselves. Nothing against TikTok, Brooke, because I know you love your TikToks, but
you don't let my kid on TikTok. Yeah, exactly. I
know?
might be, but I'm an adult. You know, like my daughters aren't on TikTok. They're not allowed. I don't post them. You know what I mean? Like things like that. You have to be careful because there's so much negative stuff on those platforms. Like, I'm like, oh my God, just keep going. So you can imagine what that could do to a teenager.
Definitely.
You know, it's just because they don't.
It rots their brain.
It does. It's just not. It's not good for them.
And on social media, I think things like health, fitness, self-care, it's about a look, right? Everybody's trying to get likes, and so what you say, it may not even be realistic for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see plenty of Instagram models who, I mean, they're absolutely gorgeous, but I would never try to get their body type because that's just not how I'm built. I'm naturally more muscular. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, for me to be that small on stage to do that figure competition, I really had to deplete myself with water and, you know, just not eating any fat or anything, working out a lot. It's just not realistic for me. And so it's very important that we give our kids a real representation of what health looks like. We have to be the example. We have to walk the walk because they're watching us as much as they're watching Instagram and Facebook.
And your realistic expectation for yourself, just like you said, isn't the same as anyone else. So if you feel healthy, if you're waking up feeling good, if you're, you know, getting enough sleep, if you know, if you're in a good mood, you don't have to be a size 2. You know, you don't. If you're happy with who you are, then there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? It's just way too much pressure.
No, it is.
Way too much pressure. I went and got into a sauna yesterday, and it took a lot of my time. And as I was leaving there, I thought, oh my gosh, I should have been doing this, this, and this. I immediately felt guilty. And just like we said, we're way too hard on ourselves.
You shouldn't do that.
We can't do that. And it just takes little things, just catering to yourself every once in a while, you know?
No, and you deserve it.
Get that pedicure every once in a while, you know? Take yourself out to lunch and get some peace and quiet. Grab a book, you know?
No, you should. Self-care. And I want to add on to the whole body shaping thing. Like, I was telling my oldest daughter the other day, because she's about to be 12, so she's going through those, you know, hormone things, but she is taller than me and she's bigger than me. So I had to explain to her, because she's always had like a emotional thing about it, because I'm bigger than my mom, but she's not big. She's a different beautiful, you know what I mean? Like, you have to give them that confidence. Like, I'm this shape. I'm supposed, you know, this is how I am. But you look great just the way you are. So you have to encourage them on those things as well. And I love that. I don't know. I'm stuck on that with you and the kids.
Yeah, be your own beautiful.
That's
everybody's
what I was
beautiful
her,
in
like,
their own way.
I mean, I might be itty bitty, but you got it working back there, girl.
And what's in here too? You got to check in with your heart and your spirit, and just like we said, what you're thinking about, what you're speaking, what you're engaging in. You know, because you want to be a good person at the same time. I mean, a beautiful person can be real ugly,
really ugly,
real quick.
I've met a lot of them.
What'd
you say? Ooh, she felt that one.
I know you saw that look, but I'm going to be quiet.
Over here.
I'm not going to elaborate, but yes.
Her skin is like flawless.
I know. I felt that look and I didn't even see it, girl. That's all I could just say.
You're so radiant though, sitting there.
No, you're gorgeous.
You know what I mean? I'm not even mad at her. I get it. People can put out the worst vibrations
They
sometimes, and you just
do.
have to swallow it and just kind of. Sometimes it's just best to turn the other cheek with people and choose your battles.
I walk
you know?
away. Like, definitely in business, I'll just keep it professional because I meet a lot of not so nice people in my industry, unfortunately. But I meet a lot of great people too. But those that are negative, I'm just still positive and let it shine onto them. Keep your positivity.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And they're not really your problem.
No,
They're their
problem. That's their problem.
Yeah, every once in a while, I'll have a client who comes in and there's nothing that I can do to make them happy. And what I tell myself is, they're my problem for 60 minutes or however long this massage lasts, and then it's over. But they're not really our problem.
No.
You can really hear some stories too applying that type of therapy on people, because people are very vulnerable underneath those sheets. I mean, they're in their birthday suits, you know.
That's true.
So they'll let it out, man. Diarrhea of the mouth. I mean, won't they?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I fall asleep. Any massage I've gotten, I fell asleep.
We're at another 15 minutes, so we are going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to dive a little bit more, and we're going to talk about an event that Crissy Dawn's going to model for me for a fashion show. So you guys stay tuned.
Yay, yay.
The Natural Nation Network is really about taking control of your health physically, spiritually, emotionally, even intellectually, because there's so much out there in misinformation. There's a lot of people now that are suffering from all sorts of diseases that they really wouldn't have to suffer for if they had better information. And that's what we're here to do. Provide information that can save lives.
The mind and the body are totally connected.
Health can be really serious, and you know, sometimes we just have to lighten it up a little bit while we're still providing substantive information. And you know, my sort of mantra on the salsa dance floor is kind of similar. You know, I tell somebody, if you make a mistake twice, it becomes a move. Okay,
Tune into Natural Nation every Tuesday at 11 a.m.
Edge Radio TV is holding auditions for new show hosts. Are you a subject matter expert, professional, influencer, book author, thought leader, or business owner with an educational or motivational platform? Then we want to meet you. Send a link of some of your work to edgeradio20@gmail.com and be sure to put audition in the subject line. Join the Edge Radio TV family. Edge TV, because truth still matters.
Welcome back. I'm Brooke, your co-host. Sorry, I know that. Of course, our host with the mostest is Nicole. And we have our guest here, Crissy Dawn, and she has been telling us some amazing things. Continue with what we were talking about when we were off air. Like everything that you wanted to mention regarding
self-care and your clients and things
Yes,
like that.
right now, as far as my self-care education or educating, I'm working directly with my clients to create self-care regimens that they can do at home.
Nice.
Because massage is great, chiropractic work is great, but you still need to be doing the maintenance when you get home. You need to continue with your stretching, your foam rolling. And that's what self-care is. It's about a daily regimen. It's about a habit, having the habit of self-care and knowing that this is just something that I'm going to do every day, just like I take care of my other responsibilities. And so that's currently what I'm doing right now in self-care. Now, in the future, I do want to do some seminars, some in-person seminars when we can, and definitely some online education.
Nice.
And I'm hoping that that's going to come by the end of this year. It may not, but that's the direction that I'm going.
I believe
It's
you'll
a
be able
plan.
to do that.
It's a plan, at least. And
Yeah.
You've got a Rolodex, and you just need to get your testimonials going for the people that you've personally, helped along the way. And then the next thing you know, people are going to want to just talk with you and deal with you because it'll gravitate your way. Just put it out in the universe. It's really important that people understand, that it is a daily regimen, and it has to be consistent in anything in life, in your success and goals, in for work, and your success in your health and fitness goals. You have to be consistent, and you are what you ingest, and that's through your mouth, through your mind, through your everything, know, and people need to understand they got to consistently stay on top of it if they want to see a change. It's not one day and then all of a sudden everything's better. It takes some time. Rome wasn't built in a day. Everything takes time.
And patience.
Oh, yes. And didn't we say that it takes 21 days for something to become a habit?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
So, definitely not in one day.
No, you got to stay consistent on everything. And people's balance is all different. So you have to figure out what you're deficient in. So whenever you put yourself on any type of nutritional regimen, I always encourage people to take a blood panel product so they know where they're deficient, and one that can do pre-existing conditions. There's a lot outside of just what your GP does. A lot of these medical spas that do the blood panel products, those are the most efficient blood panel products because they really find out what's wrong. I've had my blood work done by a normal doctor, nothing against a GP, but he did not find what that extensive blood panel product did for me.
Right.
And it found me pre-existing condition for insulin resistance that could have gone into diabetes.
Wow.
So there was all kinds of stuff. I was very, very deficient in vitamin D. I wasn't aware of that. When you're deficient in vitamin D, it can cause all types of things that could be wrong with you. Yeah, mentally too. And B12 can cause psychosis if you're deficient in B12. I mean, there's a lot that's going on. So understand, if you're not feeling well and you're getting older and you're not feeling like your GP is giving you the help that you need, go to those medical spas, get that extensive blood panel product. I mean, I know the Edge Wellness, I'm going to go ahead and give them a shout out. They're over Stubner Airline. They did an amazing job and helping me find the regiment that I needed.
Yeah, you told me about that.
It's really, really important. There's no magic pill. There's no you do it for a day and it's done.
Very true.
It takes some time. Yeah. And another thing I think that makes us feel important is when we give back.
Oh, yes. I feel great when I give back.
I think that is a form of self-care.
I do too.
Because that's what I was talking about before, living for purpose.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to wake up in the morning and then you're just getting on a hamster wheel. You're going to work and you're just going about your daily routine, but you don't really feel like you're making a difference.
Right.
It really gives me something to look forward to, when I'm going into work and I'm helping my clients and seeing how, by me just caring, it makes a difference in their life.
You'd be surprised.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
People just need to feel like you care.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
And go outside the box. Volunteer for that event.
Right.
Go on that 4K run or 4K walk
Just
if that's
show
not your
up.
deal.
Yeah.
Show up,
Yeah.
do
Show
something.
up. Yeah.
And we're going to give back, and you are going to get involved. She just agreed to be a part of our Be an Angel fashion show. We're going to have a burger in Bordeaux.
We're so excited.
And that's helping the disabled children of Be an Angel, and that's going to be a great event. Those kids really, really need the funding.
Yes.
They help families with, say, the kid can't walk. The insurance will pay for the wheelchair, but it's not going to pay for that van that's wheelchair accessible.
Yes, exactly.
And that's the kind of money that they raise for those kids. And then they also provide the hearing aids for underserved kids over in third world countries. So it's just going to be amazing. It's going to be an amazing day. And the fashion's going to be so good. I love Sophia Design.
Food at Burger and Bordeaux is going to be amazing.
Oh, yes. The
Just
food
saying.
is so good.
You know
there.
me, I'm all about the food.
And we have such a great versatility of women that will be walking on the show as well.
we really do.
Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Different types of clothing, like from, I know.
Day and evening wear.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So it's going to be a good time.
I'm excited you're going to be in it.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
I
I'm ready to strut. Look,
Girl,
I just
me
got
too.
off the stage.
Me too.
I'm hot right now. I'm ready.
I know you.
Well, you got to stay that way till May the 12th.
She said, I just got off the stage. I'm ready to get right back on. I know. I'm excited about it too.
So doors will open May the 12th at 7 p.m. We'll have a red carpet photo op. There's sponsorship opportunities. You guys can get more information on my Halo PR Facebook page, or you can email halopr@yahoo.com. And tell the audience where they can find you for self-care, for massage therapy, all that good stuff.
Yes, I am on social media, Instagram and Facebook, Divine Body SC. SC stands for self-care.
I love it.
I love that.
Love it.
And where's do you do mobile or do you have an office?
I have an office over off of I-10 and Fry Road. I'm starting to get back into the mobile services, but kind of easing back into that. But yes, definitely.
You will do.
Yes,
okay.
and I service Katy, surrounding areas, Houston. I'll drive anywhere.
I get it.
Really.
Nice.
I got that. I know. I feel you. I'm a realtor. I drive anywhere. I mean, where's that house? Okay, I'm on the way. Just saying.
See you in 2 hours. No.
See you in 2, and I've did it. I've done it. I mean, no, I've literally this past month and a half, I have been up and down 45 from Dallas to here. Can't tell you how many times.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, just looking for houses because that's just what you do.
Yeah. Well, you know, you have to have a hustle if you want to be successful.
Yeah.
You have to have a passion and a drive and a hustle, and you got to be willing to put in the effort.
I'm always on the road.
And one good thing to always remember, it's okay to not be okay some days.
Amen.
Yeah.
I love that song. You just brought Jesus over here. Just saying. I'm just saying because I do. I love that song.
Just don't be okay too many days. Not okay
Yeah,
too many days.
You gotta own it.
Then you need to reevaluate.
It's okay. You're not okay, but get up and go to work.
And learn to ask for help.
There's that. I'm guilty
ask
of not.
for help. I've always been the type of person. It's very difficult for me to ask, but yet I'm always the one volunteering,
And
saying,
I
"Oh,
can
I'll
help
be
you."
there. I'll be dependable." You know, and it's just we need to be able to be vulnerable. We need to be able to say that it's too much, and it's okay.
It
It
is.
just makes us human. It doesn't mean that you're weak. It doesn't mean that you're deficient. It doesn't mean that you're not a winner. It just means that you need people, just like people need you, and they need you to be good. The people in your life, your family, your friends, people who love you, they don't need you to be a martyr for them. They want you to live for them. They want you to be happy.
That's right. I mean, I keep looking at her skin. I'm ready to go home and just eat chicken, sweet potatoes, and asparagus.
This woman.
Let me look at her.
I know,
how radiant
she's gorgeous.
she is.
I know. You just.
How old are you?
I just turned 38.
Okay.
Go, girl.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I'm in my prime.
Yes,
Oh,
she
yes,
is.
she is.
Yes, she is.
And she is ready to go. Well, you guys stay tuned for next week. Brooke, why don't you tell our audience where they can find you, and we'll stick a fork in
my
it.
email, Brooke White, txrealtor@gmail.com, Brooke with an E, or Facebook, Brooke White. Yeah, I should pop up on there. I have
all
2
your
pages.
real estate needs and notary services.
Yes, and
correct?
notary services. I am mobile notary as well, signing agent, so I can do any of your closings for your house. Sell, buy, refi, HELOC, cash out, anything. Let me know. And sell and buy houses, of course, too.
She can do it all,
I can do
ladies
it
and
all.
gentlemen.
Love it.
You guys stay tuned next week and look for that event May 12th at Burger and Bordeaux for the Be an Angel Fashion Show. We will see you guys next Friday. Ladies, say bye.
Bye.